know Volibear is an incredibly common, one of the most picked top laners in Pro League of Legends. You gotta have this matchup practice when he says, don't worry, Camille is the pick for me. They threw a couple of bans, my Rumble, my Gangplank, my Jace are gone. Camille is next, don't worry, I got this. And look at the engage tools, right? So many champions to run forward and be the Galio target, especially if Hextech Ultimatum comes down from Camille. You cannot get away from the Galio knockup. GoldenGlue can easily follow up, and there is a bounce house ready to go for Bang to just free fire on the back line. As far as actual champion dive, there's not a ton. There's Volibear Shockwave, and that's kind of it. Otherwise, I feel like Bang is fairly safe to deal a bunch of damage to the back line. He is a damage share leader in the LCS. He is going to be set up in this game, and he almost always performs.
I think that the initiative in the team fights is going to be huge in this game. You know, whoever is going to get your controllers in place first so that you can be the one with the Blitzcrank pull, or you can be the one delivering the Shockwave combo first, that's going to go such a long way. Because like you're talking about, we have some of the ideal champion combinations for those big wombos set up. Both teams have built arsenals to take on these dragon fights. So I think we're going to be in store for some excitement this game. I think that's going to be a positive change from the last couple of dig games that fans have been crying about. This one, I'm going to guarantee it right now, just after Champ Select, this one's going to be way better. I promise you.
Dignitas were a little bit slow off the start in the first one, but they are going to look a whole lot better here. I like it, Kobe. I want to see it happen. Keep in mind, playoff positions are on the line. Dignitas are currently 2 games out of playoffs. They are 2 games behind CLG, 2 games behind 100 Thieves. They have 5 games left to play, counting this one. So do their key opponents. So they must at least pick up 2 wins if those other squads go 0-5. Otherwise, make it 3, make it 4, but they have to improve now. They have to pick up some wins in the very end of the split. That is the road here for Dignitas. On the EG side, they are 3 games behind Team Liquid for a playoff bye. Similarly, very difficult to make that run, but they can hope to do it. Otherwise, EG is going to be kind of stuck in that 3-6 section, and we'll see them in the first round. We are on the Rift. Let's see what they can do.
Oh, where is the blind hook, Phreak? Oh, I really wanted that blind hook. I was talking earlier in Champ Select about extending the hook range for Blitzcrank. Right. It's something that's you see in most solo queue games where there's a decent ELO with a Blitzcrank in it. You can go to that brush, and people often spend their support player in this defensive position. That was the banana bush where Zeyzal was sitting. And you can hook them before they can react out of that mid lane side brush with the new Blitzcrank, but they did not actually fire it off. I was sitting here jumping as you were talking, didn't end up happening, and we'll have to wait a little bit longer for the excitement. I still hold true on my promise. This one is going to be more exciting than previous ones. Also, though, I want to touch on another storyline. This is Huni versus Dig, and we already had the Demonte versus Dig revenge. But Dignitas dropped Huni because of the big contract and money that was attached to keeping this player around. And since Huni traded away to Evil Geniuses, spent a small amount of time on the Academy team and immediately has been moved into the LCS squad, he could not make Dig pay him in cash, but maybe he will be able to make them pay with an LCS win.
That'd feel pretty good. We'll see if we can make it happen. Of course, it's already been a good start here for the new lineup on Evil Geniuses. 2-1 the record with Huni and GoldenGlue in the lineup. And new champs for both of them here in their 4th game on this team. You got early pushing for GoldenGlue, kind of shoving down the lane, trying to deny some of Phoenix's farm. And there we go. It'll mostly reach the turret, or Phoenix can just tank some auto attacks and keep the lane in a bad spot. Which means, hey, maybe if Graves can show up, I mean, GoldenGlue is stuck on the wrong side of this lane. Svenskeren makes his presence known, though, as GoldenGlue will try to keep spamming down the wave and shouldn't be in too bad of a spot.
Yeah, I like the move from Svenskeren to get vision first before retreating down to the bottom Scuttle Crab, because it's pretty hard to contest Graves on those if he tries to meet up and you start to use any abilities on the Scuttle Crab first, then you have nothing left to try and get that fight. Since GoldenGlue's pushing him in, whoop, double hook.
Smart plan, both sides. Johnsun at 200 health, though. Zeyzal got to walk back, and Dardoch is here. Be careful. Exhaust is on, cleanse it away, goes for the smoke screen, and Svenskeren's here around as well. Really like that combo. I got to credit Aphromoo. He saw, okay, sniper landed with the gravity off him. My boy's going to get rooted. Let me tank that hook and trade it back. Good play by Aphro. Johnsun could not dodge the Q, and so Aphro pays with 400 health.
And Aphro specifically, this guy has been playing so much better in Summer Split than we had with the Lol. Here's a teleport top to force him off of the minion wave, though.
Early flash out of Viper because GoldenGlue is here. That wave is getting denied, and that is a whole couple hundred gold and XP that Viper will not get. There will also be a couple dozen that GoldenGlue won't get. You say worth in all chat.
7. 8 minions now. All 8 minions there denied by the GoldenGlue teleport, and he loses 1 melee for his efforts.
Maybe 2?
Yeah, probably 1 before we saw off screen, but definitely a decent teleport, even though they don't get the kill. Viper's flash is down. His teleport was also expended trying to get back there, and of course, as we mentioned, decent amount of that experience denied. Now, there is a Camille one trick on European West where Drutut, he's got really good informative matchup videos for every matchup for Camille. He comes out with one every day. And even though I don't play top lane, I've been watching them. He's just so good at explaining the little intricacies in every Camille matchup. I haven't tuned into the Volibear one, but I recommend that you definitely go check it out. This time around, Huni's gone for grass. Drutut almost always recommends going Conqueror or press the attack. Conqueror scales so well for Camille. But obviously in melee matchup, grass gets so much value, right? This just makes your lane way easier. And you can see him, you stack up the grass on the minions, you can go for your W, land the slow plus the heal, and even with the control, you can get your grasp auto attack off too.
Well, you got some damage onto the bottom side as Dardoch is clearing Krugs, making sure the bot lane's not getting dove anytime soon. But Kobe, I feel like I got baited a little bit. I'm not trying to sell you out because obviously you're not a top leader and have to watch it. Be like, man, there's all these matchup videos and this guy has one for every matchup, and I didn't watch the Volibear one.
I've watched 4 of them.
Okay.
Oh, wait for this.
This is some decent damage. Phoenix is going to burn the cleanse away. Svenskeren's going to be here, pulls him right back in. When's the jump going to come? Not just yet. Svenskeren gets a lot of damage in. Cannot quite land the true damage part of the punch as Phoenix walks away with 200 health left. But an easy fight in the mid lane, puts a health bar lead onto EG.
Yeah, I watched 4 of them just because, you know, I was curious, and I always like getting the, you know, high-rated challenger insights. But the Volibear one, I don't know if it was there or if it was super far down.
Okay.
But they all have their little even, you know, ways to trade on it and stuff like that. The Ornn one was pretty informative as well. Definitely recommend checking him out. But again, Dragon picked up here for Svenskeren. Actually, are they going to do anything about it? That controller inside the pit. No, they finished their recall, so it is going to be EG Dragon, no problem.
Yeah, he pulls it really far left because he has no vision over the bot lane. He's like, hey, yeah, Bang's like, I'm under turret. Zeyzal's like, I can come over, but we have no idea what Ashe and Blitz are doing. So he's like, okay, I'm going to give myself a lot of space to get away. All right, cool. We see Orianna under turret. All right, we're good. We get this one. Nicely played right there. That can be difficult sometimes, right? When you're like, okay, we don't have bot control right now. This could be tough. And nah, they had to grab their items. He's going to be just fine with that one. So EG, small gold deficit off the fact that mid lane is winning in farm. Good job, Phoenix, there for this one. But otherwise, you got to say Drake control's going to feel good. Dardoch keeping up just fine against Svenskeren. Actually, first level 6. Grabs his smite, takes down all of that. He's going to feel really good about the chickens being his. And with Viper on the move, might get a red buff steal as well.
He's definitely going to get it. I mean, Phoenix has control over mid too. Push GoldenGlue under the tower, so good push here. Again, another instance of laners determining counter jungling. GoldenGlue trying to collapse though.
Huni can make this one happen. Finds the stun, finds the ult, deliver over the top, and hook right back in. When does the combo come in? 3-man top means first blood for GoldenGlue. And now Dardoch forced to run away, but he's got to be careful. Has flash, but no ult. Is there going to be a re-engage? Flashes when he thought a hook might come down, or a flay at least. And he's going to get himself right back over the wall. But Huni still wants in, finds the first stun. Is there more? The flash for the taunt, and the hook to make it sure. Svenskeren steals the kill. That felt a little aggressive, but say, this is EG getting 2 quick kills.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting payback for them stealing away his jungle Phreak. He needed that to get to level 6. Very obviously. Definitely fair. Bang gets hooked in. He's going to have toast.
He chooses to not burn the flash as Aphro could have flash followed. And he's going to go ahead and drop down for that one, keeping most of his summoners alive. Another trade now on the top-hand side as Huni and Viper are going back and forth. Zeyzal wants the hook. Surprise! Support's here! And a Galio over the top. GoldenGlue gets the second kill.
Oh my goodness. When it rains, it pours, Phreak. Everybody getting chased down for the extra kills. EG cleaning up off of that invade from Dignitas, and they're also going to be able to get the Rift Herald. This should be a whole tower taken. Ideal scenario to drop a Rift Herald. You just take off the first 2 plates during the channel time, you auto-attack down the 3rd plate, and then Shelly very cleanly finishes off the last 2, which have the most armor and magic resistance. Chef's kiss right there. 100% the tower. First turret bonus.
So Kobe, did you know the minimum damage a Rift Herald charge can do is exactly 2,000? The max it can do is 2,750. So, and what's nice is turret plates are in very clean 1,000 hit point chunks. So it's very obvious that yes, you will get exactly 2 plates off of a very early game Rift Herald, and you will never get 3 off of 1. So it's somewhere between those 2. So do the math, deal the damage, and it deals true damage, which means it ignores all the bonus armor MR that turret plates get as they fall. So yes, that is perfect play. Chop them down and get it down to 2K for the charge, and there you go. Easily done. And man, top lane's a 1v4 for Viper. All right, GoldenGlue showed up twice, Svenskeren showed up, Huni showed up, the Rift Herald showed up, Viper's gotten no help. Feels bad, but this is what he's got.
Well, he's going to be such a detriment now in this game because Huni, with rushing the Tiamat first, for Camille, you get insane push on the wave, and you get to play to her strengths, roaming around the rest of the map, looking for these hook shot picks for the rest of the team into Galio ultimates. When you have Galio Camille, it just turns Camille from this possible split push, side laning, guy that really wants to get the Trinity Force power spike into kind of God mode. You cannot contest anywhere you see Camille walking, knowing that Galio will be able to back up the ultimate. And there's just such good synergy between those two. Anybody caught out away from towers, transitioning between lanes is going to be very fearful of getting locked up with that. And if you just look at the composition here for EG, that provides a pretty easy route now for Bang to just continue farming up on that bottom side. Even though he died earlier in the 2v1 with the good hook from Aphromoo over the wall, he didn't lose out on CS because he started pushing in, and they just got the wave ping pong back.
Meanwhile, Huni doing his best to dodge vision. Every time there's a ward, he's like, okay, I will sit in the back. I will make them not see me. Here we go. Is there a fight to be had? Yes, there is. Let me get on over there. You've got the double stun. Here comes the hook shot. Here comes the fight. Right into the dunk, and Dardoch will find a single kill, but it should be traded back. Huni's there. Stun's going to land into him, but now GoldenGlue is here. Looks for the shockwave, which is big. Viper has shown up as well, and Huni's on the run. Can he get away? Just barely built some space as Bang should look for 1 kill as well. Huni should not live. The turret shot will be enough. Phoenix gets kill credit out of that one. End of the day, that fight is 2 for 2. The TP matches Huni's roam.
Yeah, I thought he was going to turn around with the hook shot. You use it backwards into the other 3 members of EG, try and at least set up a stun on somebody for those 3 members to maybe get some damage back. There's pretty much no way to get through those double towers without taking 1 tower shot, because the ranges do kind of overlap there in the middle. Bang still will be able to get some turret play money for himself. Just tags it real quick and allows the minions to finish it off before transitioning into Dragon number 2 for Svenskeren and Zeyzal. I don't know if Aphromoo and Dardoch can get there. Looks like it's going to get burned down just in time.
Ben could be hooked. He's on the wrong side, has to flash away. He will live for this one, but that was maybe a little bit much. Regardless, he's blind. The smite's going to come through for the scuttle. Dardoch picks that one up. Svenskeren has to burn his flash, but hey, at the end of the day, still 2 drakes to 0.
We promised action, Phreak. We promised more excitement in this game, and they delivered. Definitely a very valuable invade here. Let's take another look at it. So the big difference is that they don't have Galio ultimate ready. The cooldown is not there. Even though that we're talking about this combination, if they had the cooldown, it would be an overwhelming victory, but they do not. So Aphromoo, Dardoch, they get the first kill, burst him down. On the bottom side, you can see Bang and Zeyzal take Johnsun completely out of it. Zeyzal with a really nice hook in there, plus the exhaust goes down to land the slow and the extra kill. And here I'm like, that's why I thought Huni, maybe he turns around. He actually hook shots back towards Viper or towards Aphromoo, but to set up a stun for another death sentence from Zeyzal, but he tried to sneak his way through the 2 turrets and does not live to tell about it.
Doesn't quite get through, but still a valiant effort all the same. And look, the gold is still 2.2 thousand in the favor of Evil Geniuses. You expect them to win based on their record. You expected them to win based on the quality of their recent play. And they are so far in pretty decided control over this one as we crest 13.5 minutes in. Turret plates will fall soon. And yeah, we'll see the mid game be a solid EG favor here.
So, Phreak, I got an update for you because you were disappointed in me, and I do not like when Phreak is disappointed in me.
Okay.
I went to Drutut's channel to look up his Volibear one. And like I was talking about, all the other ones I watched, super informative. There are these in-depth details. These are the runes. This is how you trade. This is what you level every single level. This is what you do if he goes for this purchase. His Volibear one just shows him dying to Volibear. It's a 20-second video, and then he bans it. So...
Wait,
coming from the challenger Camille one trick, he says just ban the matchup.
so the challenger Camille one trick says just ban Volibear. The matchup is a hard int, and Huni's like, yo, they picked Volibear. Give me Camille. I love this.
Yeah.
Now I want to know how favored Huni thinks the matchup is, and I mean it's just further proof. NA Korea greater than EU. Because Huni can clearly win the matchup.
Yeah. So let me also reiterate, like, Drutu, he also always loves Yellow Tree. He loves going Conquer. He goes going Press the Attack. And Huni did make the little change here to go Grass, which is very good for making lanes better versus melee matchup, obviously with the extra health, with the sustain and stuff. But there was a lot that went on there with Golden Guardians actually ganking for him, making the play happen with GoldenGlue, even Zeyzal heading up there. So team effort.
Yes, the lane was a 4v1, as we mentioned earlier, and Rift Herald's coming around for maybe the second round of this one. Very early Herald control, by the way. Svenskeren's getting these pretty much on the timer they drop down. He's getting a lot of that. I will say Dardoch is getting more farm. Obviously, a Herald or a Drake takes longer than something like chickens, so sometimes that is the price you will pay, as you'll be down an extra camp every time you take one of these objectives. Again, still worth it. Svenskeren is getting a lot for his team, but Dardoch is farming well, and he's currently got a 2-level lead in the jungle.
Yeah, Graves definitely has an easy time with that, even when the team is behind. I want to take a look at the transition over to Dragon, though, because this is something I want to continue to highlight, is a minute and a half before, this is when the teams have to start communicating about how they're setting up for the Dragon. Because if you're resetting from the other side of the map, it's going to take you at least 30 seconds to get your recall off and get over to that area. So you're going to need to have the time to prep before that to lay your control wards down, clear out the enemy control wards. As we went over in Champ Select, there's so much with this setup here, with double hook champions, with so many possibilities of playing off of a hook, with crowd control layering, with Shockwave in the game, jumping in there, as well as layering the Camille and Galio. That setup goes a long way. Preparation is gonna give you like 80% of this team fight.
Yeah, that's going to be the really important part. And if you don't have the wards already, you need a frontliner to dive in there and say, okay, well, I'm just going to combat ward. I'm going to walk in, and at least I'll get some vision. We'll know what's going on. If I walk by control to kill that one, if they engage on me, at least I'm there. I know, right? And you hope you don't lose all your DKP for pulling the too many ads at one time. But regardless, yes, that's going to be the hope. And so that'll be fun to watch for. Obviously, we do have a pause in the game. We'll get it back in when we can. I will tell you more when I hear more, but otherwise, it's us talking about League of Legends. EG have themselves a team fight comp. They've got really good engage tools. They've got the center hook done on Sett. They've got Aftershock Thresh. Even Huni on Camille can do it if he has to, although without a stopwatch, he's pretty killable. But yeah, I mean, EG have mostly map control. They've got the gold lead, and you assume they'll get Drake 3 as well.
So yeah, I got the update there, checking lag in the game. Just want to make sure that there's no delays for anybody. So while they get that sorted out, we can go a little bit deeper into this. And you mentioned the team fight power, and that's what we're talking about with the preparation for this Dragon fight that's about to occur. EG, very quick at stacking those first 2 dragons. So while number 3 doesn't give you the soul, a lot of teams see it as the pivotal one to relieve pressure later and kind of allow you for the possibility of mistakes later down the line.
Right.
This is the team that has the Blitzcrank, Ashe, Orianna, Volibear combination that you need to pull off kind of seamlessly to get that victory, because there are more options on the EG side. They can have Huni on Camille, who's already ahead, has rushed the Tiamat for wave control, can just annihilate waves on the side, threaten for his teleports over, and then you get the Galio kind of trying to delay for him to join the rest of the team. So they do have counter engage options on this side and split push options. So I think they're the ones with a lot more presence in the setup here, and they can try and force Dignitas into that bad situation.
Yeah, and it's going to be Dignitas' hope that they can find some way around it. Obviously, Hawkshot is a good tool for that. The Blitzcrank hook is really, really long range, so you can, find some vision, yoink over a wall, go for the big plays. We know, for example, that Svenskeren had to burn his flash on the last Drake attempt, for example. So those are going at the exact same time. So if you ever get the desync, if you fight 10 seconds before Drake, okay, you have a flashless Sett to try to fight for. You know, maybe he's too far forward, he's over a wall, and you can pick this guy off without the re-engage coming in. So, and that's the big thing is having some kind of engage tool, some kind of agency where, yes, if you're doing a stat check back and forth, well, the gold lead wins a stat check. Like, the champions are in good shape. The Aphelios, obviously, is pretty solid with Infinity Edge done. You know, a raw stat check is not going to be easy, but if you find the picks, if you can find the individual plays, that's how you get back in. So, Dignitas, can you find a good play?
Yep, and it's gold spent that gives you the actual advantage. So the back timings are a super important, like, mini objective too. I kind of like, you know, talk about minion waves and back timings to go get your purchases off and your item completions as mini objectives. I think is also really cool. You see right here, Trinity Force that we were talking earlier about for Camille. Huni is spiking so hard right now. This is the perfect time. Level 11 plus Trinity Force Tiamat. Has his free boots that have come in as well. This is just such a big jump up in power. And you look across the board. What is his equal here? Volibear with the makings of a Sunfire? That is going to pale in comparison. But there you go, Phreak.
It's a hook onto a Sett with Fog of War. At the exact right time, he will be dead when the Drake spawns. The box has been burned as well. Bang's got to be careful. He's been slowed. Has to flash the shockwave. Oh, what a sidestep. He flashes, he dodges, he gets away. He trades 1-for-1, but at the end of the day, you will take this. It is 4 versus 3 on the map with the jungler and AD carry dead. Dignitas got the fight they wanted to take this Drake.
Somebody clipped that one. Oh my goodness. Aphromoo gets it out of the bush, and they're going to get the play that they need to deny third dragon. As they said during the pause, though, EG holding more options. Since they still have the split push option, they keep Huni there. He's teleporting behind enemy lines right now. He's going to look for Johnsun. He took the tower, and now he's going to look to take the AD carry life.
You are flashless. That is a Camille. You have been slowed. This is going to be a solo kill, and you are dead. Not a lot you can do when your summoners are gone and TP is burned. So how about a re-engage? How about Svenskeren wants some revenge as a hook comes in and nearly lands onto his prey? But at least it means the bottom jungle, for now, belongs to EG.
And since they already have Rift Herald number 2 in the hands of Svenskeren, they can just destroy this entire tower here. Huni, if you get off 2 autos here with the Trinity Force of Camille, it gets it within kill range for Shelly. She's not going to be dropped though, so I guess they don't care about pushing with it right now. You always are going to have even better split push options as the game goes on. Camille scales really, really well. Even though Huni just hit his biggest power spike, he's going to retain that advantage against literally anyone in the 1v1 on the side lane.
And as mid lane is pushed down, a single auto attack will kill it. GoldenGlue, make sure you're in range. He's in range, gets the local gold, 300 onto him. He's going to feel comfortable there. I do want to give some credit real quick to GoldenGlue going for a flat pen build. No one has any MR. Let's watch that fight again, though.
As you said, yoink! Gets him right into the brush. Aphromoo finds the pick. Then he exhausts. Bang does cleanse it off, and they kite around for the Thresh ultimate to dissipate. Fenix coming down, then gets Bang's flash. This is the sidestep you're talking about. He was also slowed by the Bork active there, and he still gets it off, and then turns around for the return kill. So as doomed as an Aphelios is in that situation, Bang played it really well just to get that counter kill and get more cooldowns out of the opponents. Still was definitely a big play for Dig, and of course they denied a critical third Drake. EG still pushing ahead though, and now with all these extra side lane turrets going down, they have so much room to get their deep vision in, steal away the enemy blue. GoldenGlue so happy right now. You know, with the Galio ultimate available, he can just traverse through the fog of war, hovering between these lanes, and adding that much more threat to Huni's engage.
Just in time. Herald
Small
charges
victory.
Stopped. Good job by Viper. Bang slightly overstaying in the bottom lane did help get him killed. Nice hook by Aphro, but it's not going to be quite where Svenskeren was, and not going to be a kill. Goes for the smite and says, nah, there's not really a fight just yet.
Galio's out of range.
Can't find the poke. And that's the important part as Johnsun grabs the red and heads down towards the bottom side. Arrow can be used when needed as the push keeps going in. Svenskeren gonna look for a dunk, maybe. Gonna pull in, there's the ulti. Gonna find the slow on a Dardoch. Still no Galio over the top. Flashes didn't need to, we didn't know that at the time. Flash dodge the hook. Now Viper is here. A big stun to the front line. Gonna hit Svenskeren. Galio over the top. Not going to be any CC, though. Phoenix grabs that kill on a Svenskeren. Re-engages are going to be enough. Flash forward for GoldenGlue taunts. Only one has to burn the Zonias. Now the re-engage towards Johnsun. Can't kill him either. A shutdown traded back, though. Huni back in, finds a second kill, and it's suddenly a 3-on-3 again, but Huni's running out of health, and another kill is picked up there. A 3-kill for Dignitas. They're winning these team fights down in gold.
Phreak, you ever, recommended a movie or TV show to your friends, and then they watch it and they're just like, what? That's not what you talked up. The Galio ult used defensively on the full tank jungle Sett, who still has a Haymaker shield for himself, instead of on Camille, who jumps into the back of the team, locks people in for the big AoE. Turns out to be kind of a splat here for EG, as they had some good options to go with, but are unable to make the combination work. Here's another look at it. Svenskeren gets a good dunk, get him placed there with Aphromoo and Dardoch. They dodge away the spear. They're trying to kite out for the Volibear teleport that comes in. And then arrow goes on him. Okay, so he did use the Haymaker already, and he goes down anyways with the Galio coming in, but then they're forced to fight front to back here instead of having a really good knock up onto the back line. And Dignitas make another pull. Then Huni trying to chase here. Does get chunked down by Fenix to finish that one off, and Dignitas, in a losing kind of chase right there, are able to come out with the extra kills for themselves. So nicely played by them to kite it out.
Yeah, pretty solid damage profile across the board. Dardoch obviously a pretty meaningful contribution there himself on a Graves that, as we've been mentioning, farming pretty well, keeping up, doing just fine. Level 13, still a 3-level lead over Svenskeren. Sure, different champions have different roles. Graves is supposed to be more of a selfish champ, don't get me wrong, but his mid-game impact almost assuredly going to be a lot bigger now, as there's plenty of front line. He can just play DPS, and it's going to work pretty well. Ward gets dropped. Good jukes by EG. And now we'll see as we get into Dragon number 4. This could have been Cloud Soul if EG had fought that Dragon fight more cleanly. But now we see Dignitas trying to walk in and make this one happen. Ward control for EG not going to matter, as Huni is down to 1100 health and has to take the recall. Will have 700 teleport. Svenskeren Hex flashes over. Can't find a fight. Huni goes back down to the side. EG want to fight for it now.
Yeah, Huni's looking for that flank, because again, they really want the clean Camille into Galio on Fenix or Johnsun in the backside. He's going all the way around here.
This could be the fight. Can't find that stun, though. He's got to be careful. Shockwave might kill him. Where's the Galio? Nowhere to be seen. He was going to die, and oh, that is a smite steal. That is blue team taking Drake number 2. Well done to Dardoch, as Dignitas may have turned the corner. EG have not found their way into a fight in a long time. Dignitas will get their first turret of the game.
Everything's coming up, Dignitas here, Phreak. Huni gets outplayed in the 1v1, looking for his flank. Fenix just trashes him there as he jumps over the wall blind. There was control ward in the bush behind Red. Aphromoo trades flash with Zeyzal, forcing another one out here. They still can retreat over and try and bait them into Baron.
And again, looking at the standoff around the top river now, as Dignitas probably feel comfortable enough. They're aware they're down in turrets, but the fact they've been winning the last few fights means they shouldn't feel like they're really down in gold or down in map pressure, as this turret's going to fall and add 250 gold to the coffers. I'm going to say, okay, you know what? Maybe we're the team with control. Gold lead be damned. We feel comfortable on this one. And, well, EG trying to buck that trend already. They said, hey, you know what? You guys recalled. Let's rush this down. Let's try for it right away. Hawkshot not shown just yet. No one is looking. No one is aware. But it looks like EG don't think they're going to take this one under their noses. And movement finally coming over. This still would have been another 5 seconds without movement, 5 seconds without checking. Aphromoo finally walks over and says, okay, are they? They are not on Baron, okay? No harm, no foul.
Yeah, it's just so risky. When you are facing the team that has a good Orianna delivery system for Shockwave, bunching up into Baron Pit is one of the scariest things in the whole game. You can just get your whole team annihilated in one Volibear ultimate Shockwave combo. So they pull off. They would set that up if they had maybe extra 30 seconds for Huni to actually push on the bottom side, and you get your split push going. Then you make Dig actually make the decision between answering the split push, trying to deal with this Camille in the side lane, versus overextending towards Baron. But they didn't have the pieces in place.
Fight onto Viper. Galio over the top. He's going to ult to get rid of the knockup. A lot of damage comes in. The hook going to pull him out. Is there enough of a fight here? Because the arrow's coming in. It stuns the mid laner. Viper gets into the shield. And Huni's going to drop. So will the mid laner. Yet again, Dignitas winning a fight. In for Svenskeren. Yes, he's going to drop a triple kill in for Dardoch. Dignitas will not be stopped.
Call it a comeback, Phreak. Dignitas slamming EG now. Viper able to outplay with the extra shield. Heals off of the W and the Triumph to be able to survive after that collapse onto him. He's the one that's a recipient of the Camille Galio combo. Fights his way out of it. Now Dig, 5v4. We're into another pause. This one is going to be for the same reason. So they're still checking on that lag. And we can have a moment for our hearts to stop beating.
Yeah,
not stop beating. Just calm down a little. Slow
yeah,
down
that's let's not have that one, Kobe. It's okay. I've mixed my words plenty today as well. I can't blame you for the same. This has been interesting, and I want your thoughts on this one because as this game's been progressing, I am curious if EG have been approaching this game correctly. All of their lead has been in the top lane, right? First Herald went there. A lot of the early ganks went there. As far as GoldenGlue is concerned, this was top difference. They stopped split pushing. They stopped playing 4-1, like, let's chip down your turrets. They kept looking for flanks, looking for kills, which I understand with Aphelios Galio, but it has failed time after time.
Exactly. That's the key. If you make these consecutive mistakes, there were multiple team fights, 2 in a row, where they were unable to make the combo effective. Hextech Ultimatum into Galio Ultimate is usually pretty easy to pull off, but the first one, they miss it, and then the second one, Huni looking for the flank, half health goes over blind and immediately just gets killed off by Phoenix. Those are 2 very big turning points for Dig. You had been mentioning the whole game about how they're still farming up. Dardoch is farming up a storm here on Graves. He's turning into one of those 1v9 Graves that you have nightmares about, where he has the Black Cleaver plus Death's Dance for the max cooldown reduction, as well as armor shred and lifesteal combination that makes you basically a bruiser, surviving even in these close range fights, dealing a decent amount of damage for the team. And I think Phoenix as well, with the Orianna, has been a standout player for them. And that's a guy that he got a lot of criticism for when he first joined and had the TF game. Big miss, but his Azir games were great, and this game for Orianna has also been extremely good. So the shifts here for Dignitas looking a lot better.
Yeah, and good to see Dig turning it back over. Right? They had that 3-win run just a couple weeks back, and then suddenly lose to Golden Guardians, lose to TSM. Are they back to being a pumpkin, or are they going to be a fancy carousel once again? And now making this comeback happen against Evil Geniuses, a team tied for, 4th right now? Like, that is a good look. That is a solid team. This is a high-quality win and one that you need, again, very desperately. To recap what we said very early on, Dignitas are 2 games out of playoffs. They don't have control of their own fate because of CLG and 100 Thieves just kind of keep them at arm's reach. Dignitas can't make it back up. They have to at least go +2. This is the first one they need to do it. They look like they have turned the corner. They've got, obviously, a front line. The ease of execution clearly is there with Volibear just ulting in, stacking a bunch of armor. He's going to feel really good. It's not like Galio's a high DPS mage. He doesn't want to have to focus his Volibear. He's got Sunfire Cape. He's going towards Thornmail. He's ready to go.
Exactly. When we look at the Galio success cases where we're like, oh my God, this champion is just so OP, it's things like Cloud9 and 100 Thieves that consistently keep using it as those combinations with their aggressive jungler, basically on cooldown, looking for those plays, forcing them where you get to have the jump in, get to have that knock up, and then you get the objectives. But with Dignitas putting a stop to this plan for EG, the game gets so much more exciting, Phreak. And this time around, we're going to be looking for more vision control. Blitzcrank and Ashe are 2 champions in the game that benefit so much more than a lot of the other champions with vision control, because their pick is very, very long range and very, very detrimental to their opponents. You can continue to find these areas leading up to the objectives where, Aphromoo finds a pick, boom, they get to start getting their own dragons. Next, we're going to turn our eyes towards the Baron, and this is feeling like it's going to be the game-breaking pivot point.
Yeah, it feels like it. Dignitas have tied up the dragon score. They've got turrets ready to kill across the map. They've only taken two outers, so there's another lane to knock down easily. I'm expecting, 3,000 to 4,000 gold off a Baron power play if they secure the objective. Obviously, with the recent kills, that's going to feel pretty comfortable, but there's, of course, a fight to be had once we do unpause. And that's where it's going to turn. It's like, hey, okay, EG, have you figured out what you need to do? Because you don't have a tanky front line. Your Sett is 3 levels behind the Graves. He's at, Cinderhulk plus Deadman's Plate. Like, a 2-item tank without Aftershock is not that tanky. All things considered, realistically, right? A Thresh, not all that tanky. You can burn those champions down. So who's going to face check? Who's going to allow you map control? Who's going to let you take a real team fight? Because, look, Bang's going to get damaged, but if the front line evaporates, there's no time to hit things down, and that's going to make things really difficult.
Right. They're going to have to excel in split push right now. EG, a lot of their advantages have been whittled away in the last 5 minutes of this game. So they need to put more effort into Huni actually performing in these side lane pressure points. They just tried and pick off Volibear, one of the tankier members, and it was very close. But Viper did get the outplay and delay enough time for the team to get there. We are back into live, and we are back into that Baron we've been hyping up.
And over 10 seconds for the respawns. They do have teleport available. Of course, Svenskeren cannot show up. Bang and Zeyzal have to 2v5 this one. First TP comes in, 3k health left. Can they try it all, or is it going to be all for naught? Goes in, looks for the play, not going to find the steal. Team fight. Hook's not quite going to land into Bang, but they are stuck in the pit. There's the flash forward, look for the kill into Johnsun. One more hit would do him, and they can't find it. Shockwave locks down Huni. Aphro will die, but can Bang 1v9? No, he cannot. His 200-year reign is cut short. Long die the king. As now Dignitas going to run forward. Will not find this one to GoldenGlue, but the arrow may just get it. Will not quite as they walk away. Baron is secured. 2 more kills picked up, with only the death being Aphromoo. Dignitas are in complete control.
Baron acquired, and now they get to go on the offensive. Dig played great defense for the last 10 minutes, objective after objective, and now they are peaking. Blue buff steal away on top of it. They can easily get the reset here. Johnsun goes back for the extra Infinity Edge components, adding extra attack damage to him for the rest of the push. And let's take a look at the setup for it. They're just burning this one down. Bork on Ashe, helping shred right through it. Dardoch here, very fed on the Graves, and they just burn it down before EG forced the fight. And then Zeyzal's the one that's in there. That's not like an attempt at a smite steal or anything, Svenskeren was the one that's dead for EG, so Dardoch's easily able to land the smite, and they still go for the fight afterwards. It may be if they had Svenskeren there and had some more peel or frontline or something for Bang, they might be able to pull out the Aphelios YouTube highlight, but not this case. Dig get the Baron. They get the 4v5 win in the team fight, and now they can try and push Dragon number 3 for them. All clouds will be coming up.
Well, Bang at least has gotten the 3rd item. Phantom Dancer is in. I want to point out that when you crit with the flamethrower, it increases the AoE of the flames as well as more little droplets come out. So it's not just single target DPS, it's increased AoE as well. As the crit goes 75%, we'll see as Bang knocks down the wave. Look how easy that is. Not a problem at all to knock these waves down, as Dignitas are not really contesting them.
Huni split
Baron
push.
buff on 4, they go to bot lane.
Yep, and you see on the minimap, Huni split push. That's what we wanted. They have to commit to what their team is built for. Meanwhile, Dig, though, they've got Baron, so they can just force their way into the base here. Tower won't stand a chance. They've sent Volibear back, so they can't turn it off, but they can just blow it up.
They land the hook. He's got cleanse, or the stun, I should say. He's got cleanse, so he's going to survive this one. The inhibitor will drop, and turrets were traded on both sides. Now, I want to point out, EG had already killed top tier 2, so Dignitas still got more turret kills, and obviously more inhibitor turret kills, or inhibitor kills themselves off of that trade of events. Drake number 5 on the map. Dignitas can own bottom river if they want it, and this should be a pretty easy pickup. I don't see EG really contesting the Baron buff timing out for too terribly long. Dignitas can have no problems knocking this one out.
Ah, man, it is a 4-level jungle difference, Phreak, with Dardoch 16 now on Graves. The luxuries of being able to farm your opponent's side of the map as well. And with Svenskeren constantly looking for these plays on Sett, trying to be the setup, the point man for his team, he's not spending that time clearing like Dardoch. It is almost getting to a jungle flame horizon here, which, to be fair, Graves is big culprit for most of those jungle flame horizon cases, but Dardoch definitely has been playing it very well.
And one thing you point out is simply the amount of farm gained by each team over the last 15 minutes. The only one who's really keeping up is Bang, keeping 10 CS per minute, but otherwise, it's just kind of full court press. Dignitas are just finding more minions to kill. A lot of the time being that EG's champions are dead. Level lead back in for Viper in the top side. Yeah, had a really rough start to this game, but he has completely turned it around now. He is the front line his team needs, the one they deserve, and the one that will push down top lane here as Viper will make sure this turret falls as well and is ready to tower dive.
Yep. Secondary tower going to go down pretty easily. Honestly, I don't think they need to take any risks at this point. You can continue to increase those CS numbers, increase the gold differences by just warding through both sides of this jungle. There's another 3.5 minutes until the dragon comes, so there's no big rush there. Huni's got a flank.
Gonna go for the play, knocked up already. Galio over the top, can he find anything? He's not gonna get Viper, he's gonna be stunned though, and Huni will die yet again, 3 and 6. This re-engage is gonna be easy. Aphro finds the stun, goodbye to the front line. Follow-up damage not nearly going to be enough. Dignitas will not be stopped as they take their 17th kill of the game.
Phreak, make a post on missed connections because this is the most missed Camille Galio combos I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. Aphromoo, I believe, was the one who got the knock-up onto Huni. He charged in with his hookshot and didn't get his Hextech ultimatum off first.
The attempt, at least a kill on the board. He turns Cleanse for some movement speed. This will be a kill on a Dardoch, or will it even at all? He burns a stopwatch, and you can't get more than 2 seconds before the team is showing back up.
Stopwatch, gotcha. Broken stopwatch now for Dardoch. Well worth the value of that timepiece. It is going to put a stop to the push, though. Yeah, but man, that attempted engage from EG. Yes, they are feeling pressured. They know they need to try and make one of these, combinations happen, one of those flanks happen. But maybe we'll get the replay. There was a knock-up, at least I saw, that's interrupted Huni attempted combination there, and so Galio ultimate actually came down before the Hextech ultimatum because Huni was in danger of getting 100% to zeroed, and then he ults afterwards and they don't trap anyone inside, so Dig get to kite out the stun zone and are able to turn it around once again. With that victory, I mean, it's turning into a bit of a landslide. Baron number 2 now will be started out, and you see the Fog of War toggle from observers. Thank you very much. This shows how scary it is for EG to poke around, worrying about the Blitzcrank hooks, worrying about the Ashe arrow.
Oh, Svenskeren targeted again, pulls them in, has a shield, maybe not gonna matter. Johnsun is slaying him for another kill. And poor Svenskeren, level 12, just not tanky enough. CC'd full of the dead. Well, here's the attempt. You have to try at least now. 4v5 at Baron. Maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the miracle play. Maybe this is how EG finds the win. But not now. It is going to be never. Into the middle he goes. Huni tries to find the lockdown. Here's the rest of the squad. They're going to get a bit of a knock-up. They get a bit of damage. Shockwave on a 2. Aphromoo staying alive. Bang cannot land the auto attacks. Easy double kill for Phoenix. And Zeyzal is not going to live for much longer. A flash away for Bang. Dardoch wants in. Ults backwards for the movement. And Bang tries to kite him out. Gets blinded, gets auto-attacked, gets a shield, keep running, Bang, you're trying to get away, but Dardoch has a 2-level lead on you, and you cannot kite him long enough. Keeps moving forward, pops the shield, goes in with Phoenix and a rampage for the mid laner. That is a delayed ace. Suddenly a jungler's back alive, but you are not going to defend this base. Dignitas will do it in 34 minutes. They will find their 4th win to close out week number 7. Evil Geniuses fall to 7-7 as an ace comes through for real this time. The turrets fall and Dignitas are victorious. Maybe.
Complete with the inhibitor respawn, Phreak baited, but also the Nexus will still be outdated. No respawns will come in enough, only 2 of them up, and Phreak, the Nexus!
Long have we waited, Galio reactivated, Johnsun double kill on the plate, EG fans baited, Dignitas take down the Nexus.
Complete with the Echo Fox spam there from Phoenix after he makes a play with Dardoch. You'll love to see the connection once again. Those players working really well together once again, I have to say. Constantly chasing down in that last fight with the shields and speed as well. Dig, I knew it couldn't last, right? Talking to the players, talking to the coaches, they understand that those last couple of games are not the way that they want to play these LCS games. You know, everyone's yelling at them, and they're like, yes, of course that's not our ideal situation. They had miscommunications in draft. They failed on the Rift as well, making some mistakes, but able to bounce back here. This is a good sign for them because our playoff bracket now, with the new format, 8 teams get in. Even if you get in and you're going into the loser's bracket, you're still in. You have a chance.
Well, right now, 1.5 games behind CLG and 100 Thieves, teams that, based on analyst predictions, are slated to drop today. So maybe end of the week, with 4 to play, Dig will only be 1 game behind playoff position. That's the hope for them to make it happen in the last 4 games. We'll see if they can do it. It's time for us to step away. But when we come back, we have Aphromoo for the Verizon